everybody, welcome back to my channel. We've just had a lovely long weekend here. Our family had a lot of things on actually, but on Monday we got to have a chill day, so it was quite nice. The first thing that I needed to do after the kids left for school this morning was to quickly vacuum and reset the living space. Over the weekend, the kids did play all around the house, and I completely forgot to ask them to take their toys back to their room last night. So it's my job this morning to reset and clean and move all of the toys out of here. I know cleaning videos are always motivating, so I thought over the next few weeks we'll focus on home cleaning and organization. And so I've picked out a few different things, but I would love to know if there's any specific area you would like me to clean in my house so that you can get motivated to do yours. Do let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try to incorporate that in one of the upcoming Wednesdays in Feb. So in today's video, we'll be cleaning my Dyson V11 outsize vacuum cleaner. So that's the one that I'm using here. We've had it for about a year now, and I absolutely love it, and I use it almost every single day. If you've got kids in your house, you will understand what I'm talking about. So I thought the first thing that I could clean in this series would be the vacuum, because that is the most used house appliance at the moment. I think in most houses we use the vacuum cleaner often, but we always forget to actually clean it. You know, it's the cleaning appliance and we forget to clean it. So I just thought, let's get into that first and get the vacuum cleaner cleaned up. But before I get into all of that, I really need to go to the gym. As you can see, I'm actually dressed out in my workout gear. So I need to go to my gym class, which is a 45 minutes HIIT session. So I'm going to go quickly do that, and then I'll head back, and then let's get into the cleaning straight after that. The first thing to keep in mind before cleaning your vacuum is to vacuum every place you want to get cleaned, as your vacuum will be out of action for about a day because we want everything to dry out properly. Also, if you don't own the same brand or model of vacuum like I do, have a look at how you can clean yours, or maybe grab your vacuum right now and clean it along with me. Begin by pulling the vacuum cleaner apart, so make sure you do this correctly for your model or brand. If you got the same as me, this is how I did it, so you can follow along. I would have done the whole thing in the garage, but for the purpose of the video, I decided I'll just do it at the counter so it'll be easy for you to see. Also, make sure you grab a plastic bag just so you can put any bits of rubbish or dust that'll come out. And it was easy for me just having it there, and so walking back and forth to the rubbish bin to empty out the cylinder like I am doing right now. I actually should call it the bin, not the cylinder. Anyways, I made sure I fully emptied out the bin of any junk in there, and then after that I pulled out the click-in battery and I put it in a safe place because we didn't want to mess with that one, because that's the thing that makes the whole machine work. And straight after that I pulled out the red lever thing. There was a little one behind the big one. That's the one I'm just pulling out. And once I pulled it out, I was able to pull the bin out. And you can't really see it on the screen, but on the inside of this bin, it was so filthy. Using a wet microfiber cloth, I gave the main body and the cyclone part of the vacuum a good clean. I do sound like I know what I'm talking about, right? But I did do some research on this vacuum before I pulled it apart. Take your time and do it very carefully too. The last thing that you want is breaking your vacuum, because these things aren't cheap. And so I just took my time, wiped it all around, and I went through inside as well as much as I could, and I made sure I tried to take out all the dust that I could find. If you're allergic to dust, definitely recommend wearing a mask while you're cleaning out your vacuum. While I was actually doing this, I thought I probably should have worn a mask as well, because it was tickling my nose just a little bit, but I didn't want to go and put my mask on and continue recording this video, so I just kind of went with what I was doing. Also gave the machine a little pat and out came a lot of dust again. So I kind of kept on doing that until I could get quite a bit out. I wasn't sure where it was coming from, but I made sure I got it all out. Next came out the filter. That's a little purple bit there. So you just kind of like twist it gently and then you pull it out. And that was covered in dust too. So there was dust everywhere. Pulled apart the brush bar out of the cleaner head. There are different ways to do this for the various models, so get it out carefully based on your model. It was quite easy for me to do. There was just a little red lever again that I pulled out, and then I was able to pull the whole brush bar out. The brush bar is where you'll find a lot of hair and strands of twine and whatnot. I do clear this frequently, so I didn't have as much to pull out of here. You can give this a good wipe, which is what I first did, but then I thought I'll give it a wash, so I've just put that aside. And then there's also a wee ball wheel which is attached on top of the cleaner head, which you can remove as well, but I didn't do that for this video. Now that we have pulled everything apart, it's now time to move to the sink to give it all a good clean. First, I gave the bin a nice clean. I used some dish soap, and after washing it, you can always wipe it down with a microfiber cloth, or as I mentioned before, instead of washing it like how I am, just use a wet microfiber cloth to give it out a good clean. But I plan to air dry it as it's a nice hot day here, so I made sure I just kind of used the soft brush to go to inside the bin and gave it all a good nice clean. For the filter, I just use water to rinse out all of the dust which was stuck onto the filter. You can also just pop this filter into some soapy water and that'll sort it out. I know you can purchase all of the parts to have a spare at home. If you plan to do that, then definitely get a second filter for your vacuum, because when one is drying, the other will be handy and ready to use. So I've just cleaned out the filter really nicely, and I'm just having a good look to make sure that it's all nice and clean, and sure enough it is. So I'm just going to pop it onto the side while I get onto the next thing. Next was the brush bar, which I just washed with just water again. I just check on this part quite frequently, so it was not as filthy. But if yours is quite bad, just use a little bit of soap and then you can clear it out. Washing the wand in the sink was a little bit difficult. Like I said, if I was doing it in the laundry area, it would have been quite different. So what I did was I just used a small cup and I poured a few cups of water through it on either side, and then I just cleared out any dust that way. Finally, we've got the cleaner head. Using a wet microfiber cloth, I gave it a good wipe down, and then I also decided to use some water because I could just see some dried bits just stuck in there. So there was a little bit of lint type stuff also stuck on the end of this cleaner head. It was really hard to come out, and so I tried a few times using the microfiber cloth, just my fingers. I even used the brush to just try to pull it all out, but it was just really stubborn and it wasn't coming out. So I ended up using a little knife to loosen it all out, and then once I did that, it was just really easy to clean. So here I am struggling trying to pull everything out of my fingers. It was just really nice and stuck in there really thick, and it felt like lint. So I guess it must be from the carpet or the couch, I'm not sure, but it was a pretty decent build-up. So even though the brush was strong enough for it, I guess it wasn't. But then I just moved on, like I said, just using a knife, and then it all came out really nicely. There is nothing as satisfying as cleaning our appliances, right? It does take a little bit of time and patience, but by cleaning it, it means it'll clean better, and that means my home will be a cleaner home. It was a nice hot summer's day, so I made sure I made use of the sun to air dry all the different parts of the machine that we have just washed. After a few hours, I popped out to have a look. Most of the things were pretty dry at that point, but the filter was still pretty wet. It didn't feel like it had dried at that point, so I just made sure I left it out for the day to continue drying. Well guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching my cleaning video. As mentioned at the start, do let me know in the comments below if there's a specific area you would like me to clean to motivate you to get cleaning. Thank you so much for watching so far. Please don't forget to give this a like and share the link with your friends. And if you haven't yet, do hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications too. Bye guys!